Alright, you've seen the title of the video. We're gonna keep it kind of classy though, but no, this is not clickbait at all. Some of these non-safe for word games sometimes go hand in hand, band for band, and sometimes even rival some of these AAA games and things like stories and choices. I mean, let's get into it. Now, Mass Effect is known for the romance scenes, of course. You know, the whole game isn't just romances, but of course we know. The main character, Command Shepard, of course, is trying to get into the Spectre program. In order to do that, he had to do things like talk to alien races, you know, get on their good side, figure out what races deserve to be here, was it race deserve to just freaking die, buy a whole bunch of GIF and a whole bunch of others of GIF are robots. So basically what I'm saying is the whole game isn't just this one thing. This is honestly something that you see in your downtime while you're aboard the Normandy. Now we do have games like Detroit Become Human who do harp on the choice-based side of things, but it kind of feels like Detroit Become Human at some point in time like the choices kind of became kind of irrelevant. Not saying Detroit Become Human isn't cool, man. This guy right here, Connor's a cool ass dude, man. But we got games like The Walking Dead though that choices feel kind of watered down. If you played any of the Walking Dead games, you would know that these games, like all the way up until like the last game, these games kind of their choices really don't matter. I mean, yes, you can choose between this person, this person. You can kind of shake the story up a little bit, but basically, it's just how much do you want to traumatize Clementine? That's really it. Because by the end, yes, like your choices kind of add up. That's at the end. Like your choices really add up near the end. But throughout the whole Walking Dead, it's kind of like, you know, your choices like, yeah, Lee gets, like, spoiler, but Lee gets infected still. He still loses his life. Clementine still goes out on her own. She still bumps into AJ. You can change AJ into this or that. It's like these things are kind of ingrained. It's like there's not really much shift there. Just like it's like yeah, there's choices, but the story, the core story, it's like that doesn't change. So the only kind of way to get something really different is just to get the bad ending. Basically, is what I'm saying. Otherwise, most of your endings for The Walking Dead are kind of going to be the same, no matter what you chose previously in the other Walking Dead series. Not saying The Walking Dead isn't a good game. Shout out to the developers because they went through some stuff to even give us that final version. But then again, you do have games like Baldur's Gate 3, where it does introduce a whole new broad stream of choices and another broad stream of romances. Again, not saying all that Baldur's Gate 3 is known for one thing. This is something that again that you do on your downtime. But the type of stuff in Baldur's Gate 3 had the internet in flames. Baldur's Gate owned the internet for so long. I mean, people were talking about the bear scene for so long. Even at my job, the discussion amongst the guys was, man, the bear scene. Bro, did you know about the bear, bro? What the fuck was that? Like, holy, like, bro, Baldur's Gate took a leap of faith with that, and that's not something that these games and these AAA game companies really be allowing like that. They took a leap of faith with that, and honestly, they landed on their feet, thank God. Which allows me to go into this segue. Ravager is a non-safe for work game that's on Steam that can take these things that Baldur's Gate did and is able to jump and keep doing these things that are kind of risky and is able to do it over and over and over again with a less budget and honestly land on their feet. Like Ravager is a really good game. So going right on the AI to give me a little bit of a help, I said give me the similarity between Ravager on Steam and Baldur's Gate 3. They told me both games feature deeply branching narratives where your choices fundamentally alter the progression of the stories and faction react to you and how your political and personal power grows. Okay, that's for like mini games, right? But let's go deeper. You can also recruit a diverse cast of followers with their own experiences. Both games allow you to influence your companion's path, leading to personal ascent or descent in pursuit of, again, romantic relationships and engage in explicit adult content if you want to. Also, both games feature a morality system or a lack thereof. Neither game uses a rigid black and white alignment mechanic that punishes you for out of the box thinking. In Baldur's Gate 3, you can kind of do whatever you want. If you want to be evil, you can be evil. You want to be good, you can be good. If you want to be evil here, you can be evil here. You can be evil here. You want to be good here, you can be good here. You can kind of do whatever you kind of want to do in Baldur's Gate 3. But in Ravager, that's the exact same way. And funny enough, Ravager boasts a script over 1.5 million words of 24 hours of voice acting. They're saying that the voice acting of Ravager is damn near the exact same duration and like length as Baldur's Gate 3, which I think is insane for the budget. To give you another one that works just as well between Stellar Dreams and a game called Mass Effect, which we all know. Both games feature narratives revolving around humanity venturing towards the unknown to space on a colony ship. Your ultimate objective is to locate and inhabited planets and secure a new home for the human race. That's more of the Stellar Dreams type of thing. Both narratives actually revolve around humanity venturing towards space and the unknown. In the Stellar Dreams type of thing, you go inhabited planets to secure a new home for the human race. Both games, you interact with exotic alien life forms and is central to both titles. You are tasked with navigating the complex interplanetary politics, learning alien cultures, and establishing crucial diplomatic relations. That is in both games, people. And this is something that Stellar Dream does really, really well. You feel almost every single impact of your choices almost instantly. Each choice that you make, or a choice that you could make or not do, all of it has its own choice and outcome regardless if you decide to do something or not. Which I'm not saying Mass Effect also isn't like that, but I'm saying Stellar Dreams is also shocking of how deep and how further they're able to go into it while being a non-safe for work game that's just $20. And how it's so able to somewhat contend with a heavy hitter like Mass Effect, that's kind of crazy to me. Stellar Dreams has an estimate budget of $50,000. To keep this in somewhat retrospect, Ravager has a budget of somewhat $150,000. So we're talking about like a 100K difference. Mass Effect has a budget of $40 million to $100 million per game. And I'm telling you right now, the story of Stellar Dreams is damn near on par with that of the one in Mass Effect. That's with the choices too, and the voice acting. So the real question is why are these smaller games able to navigate and do things even better or on the same level as some of these AAA games? That's the real question. And before I give you that answer, let's check into this game called Swords and Slippers. This game is not even a not safe for work game, hack and slash. This is the Rapunzel teaser trailer for the game. Alrighty, I'm gonna talk afterwards, but right now let's just look and enjoy the video. Bro, that's so ridiculous. Sword and Slippers. Sword and Slippers is a character action roguelike game set in a twisted fairy tale. These princes don't want to rescue, they want the heads of the evil stepmothers who stole their happiness and their happily ever after. This game is not a safe for work game. This game is Among Us. It's the Wolf Among Us, but we can fight. If you look at something rather interesting, look at how they look. I mean, how are they able to get away with this? I thought this was a thing that everyone hated, but no. It's not. You see, when Stellar Blade came out, everyone was saying, oh, she looks too much like a doll, she looks too much like this, or yada yada yada. Even though we had so many things come before, we had Bayonetta, Lollipop Chainsaw, this other girl right here that I need to pay more attention to, I think Nioh or whatever her name is. So many people came forward to pave the way. Mortal Kombat 6, there's so many depictions of attractive females inside gamer history that paved the way for other games that's actually ridiculous. But funny enough, Bayonetta didn't have to go through half this much, but did she? Bayonetta actually did have to go through this eventually, because they eventually nerfed the way that she did her little thing and she was able to summon beasts, and every time she summoned her beasts, her uniform, her attire would change. They kind of took that off and now made it where she just glows now and her attire kind of stays the same. So I guess Bayonetta did kind of get a nerf, sort of. But now kind of going back into Stellar Blade, Shift Up bought themselves out of Sony. That's what I'm going to say. They made so much money. So many people love Stellar Blade, just like I did, just like probably you do. We love Stellar Blade so much that they was able to buy themselves out of Sony. And the biggest reasons why they wanted to do this was because they could do more of their creative liberties. They don't have to censor their own game anymore. And of course it ends being exclusive to PlayStation, which is also good. Imagine this. Imagine having a vision of what you want for your game like Stellar Blade did. Imagine having this vision and you want to execute it to this way. And then you go through pushing out to publicize it through like Sony, right? Just to have them say, you can't do this and you can't do that. It's almost as if becoming bigger puts shackles on your feet. It's almost as if joining some of these mega corporations and letting them push your stuff out and giving you all the materials to do it, it's almost kind of like you're giving away the spirit and the soul of the thing that you'd want, because now you're having to go through what they envision for your product and not even what you envision for your product. Which is why I'm more than happy games like Stellar Blade is able to get away from something like that, but not all games have that liberty. Imagine if the creators of Bayonetta had a little bit more initiative. We could have gotten a little bit more of a more deadlier, a more precise, a more gorier, a more adult friendly whatever Bayonetta. We could instead of going to the Nintendo version of Bayonetta, we could have gotten a really Devil May Cry Lady D back in the day, but new age type of graphics Bayonetta. Yes, I'm kind of saying that Bayonetta might have just sold out just a little bit. But to make a long story short, all I want just to get across is some of these smaller games are able to maneuver and do things a lot better than a lot of these AAA games with a much smaller budget. And some of these writers behind these smaller games or these smaller indie-like games, they need to move on. We need them in Marvel. We need them in DC. We need them in some bigger, broader. We need them in the corporations because we need their opinion because their opinion is on fire sometimes. Like we have a person called King Konoko Nasu. He made Fate Grand Order, which is one of the highest grossing mobile games in history. But do you know he started off writing Fate Night, and that was a adult-friendly, non-safe for work game? I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. Also, what I'm saying in a nutshell is some of these small indie games, they have the love and spirit and passion behind their projects that I can only wish that some of these AAA games will have in their stuff. I hope the next Mass Effect game has some of the passion and love and stuff behind it that Stellar Blade had. We're not just talking about non-safe work games now, we're talking about indie games in the entirety. Because you can truly tell when an artist is having fun and when a writer is having fun and when the people is pushing the thing that they actually want to create because it feels good. It feels good, it flows good, and you can just, it just feels like this is what they wanted and not this is what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? That's it for this video. I'm about to watch this Red Hood versus Huntsman teaser that looks really cool, really decent. It looks like something I'm about to really sit here and enjoy. Feel free to exit out, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye. So I heard this is like a take if Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf were put together. I think that's a cool as what if, honestly. Remember, that's supposed to be the Huntsman? Is that? What was her name? It was Snow White. No. I gotta see Snow White. We gotta see Snow White before we go away. What? No, we gotta see Snow White. Ooh. Bro, they are just having fun. There's no the story of this is gonna be good, man. This is one of those games that just feels like there's some spirit behind it. Yo. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Hopefully you guys follow along with the video. Tell me guys what you think if you made it this far. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.